I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's going on, AfterBuzz family? It's time for another week of Insecure. We are low-key distant for real because we are social distancing from our homes, but bringing you the live and direct after show for Insecure Season 4, Episode 2, Low-Key Distant. I'm McCall Hall, and I'm joined by three amazing folks that are social distancing as well, as we hope you all are. And I will allow them to introduce themselves. And we always say ladies first, but because there's only one guy in the group, I'm President Lawrence Hive. Go ahead and start us off.
All right, I appreciate that. This is Kenneth Ware, and yes, I'm representing Team Lawrence, and glad that Lawrence showed why Team Lawrence is going to keep going and going and going hard and being positive in this season.
Hey, go ahead, Mia.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Hi, I'm Mia. I'm so excited to be here. I have loved Issa Rae since Awkward Black Girl on YouTube, and I too am Team Lawrence. It's very exciting to be here.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. If you're coming back for the second week, I am Carla Renata, aka the Curvy Critic. I'm so excited to talk to y'all about Insecure Season 4, Episode 2.
Episode 2 in the books. Once again, we are broadcasting from our house or our homes. The show comes out on Sunday. We're doing this on Monday. So, we've had a lot of time to dissect things, and I hope everybody has taken some really good notes, because while this episode was a little bit, in my opinion, slower, I think it gave us a lot of insight into what's going to play out the rest of the season. So first things first, let's hop into the episode. Oh, actually, before we go there, Kenneth, please remind everybody of our social media and live chat and how they can access that, if there's anything they need to say.
Follow us on the live chat right now on YouTube. Shout out to Sandra Lynn. She was the first one to hop in the live chat. So let us know what you think about episode 2, and we will holler back at you.
Yeah, for sure. Sandra, and if you got friends, tell them to hop in there, and we'll definitely address anything that you guys bring up, whether it's here live or we'll make sure to address it in the chat after. So again, episode 2, low-key distant. Man, oh man, there are a few things that were going on in this episode. Let's start out with Issa and Condola. Issa and Condola are clearly on a hot streak with their business, their friendship, but there's a little bit of a touche going on and a bad practice. Number one, Issa is talking about Lawrence with Condola. And number two, Issa is not creating a healthy gap, in my opinion, a healthy gap with Molly and Condola, and maintaining those friendships and building them organically in the right way. Now, again, that's my opinion. If anybody wants to disagree with that, feel free. But what do we feel about, number one, Issa's relationship with Condola as it relates to Lawrence this episode, and Issa's relationship with Condola as it relates to Molly? Feel free to hop in, you guys.
I just think it's messy. It is messy. I agree with you completely. The thing that really got me about this whole situation, this triangle happening right now, is that I think that Issa and Lawrence should have told Condola that they met up. Like, secrets, there's no room for secrets here. It's just going to get even messier. And if you have nothing to hide, you should just say it. So that was one thing I was like, ooh, wait, we're not going to tell her? And I don't know. I'm happy he's happy with Condola, but I don't know. Team Lawrence, what can I say?
Oh, okay. So I need to include you in the Team Lawrence. Okay.
Yes.
You introduce yourself first next week.
Team Lawrence, yes.
Anybody else want to hop in there?
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of conflicted on this. It's like, if she's talking to Condola and they're trying to do their business thing, because remember, at the beginning of the first 2 episodes that we've seen, it's taken us back in time. So at the beginning of this episode, it said 3 months before the block party. So this is all happening before the block party's even taken place. And I feel like if she needs to communicate and hang with old girl to get this block party situation, does she really need to tell Lawrence every time she hooking up with him, with Condola, to talk? Like, really? Do we really need to do that? And do they really need to communicate that they talking about him? I'm like, people talk about other people all the time, and especially in a situation like this where they've been dating the same guy. Like, it's almost unnatural to not want to have that conversation. Now, should they have that conversation? Probably not, because this is gonna be some stuff coming up that's gonna make it messy, like y'all said. But I don't see any reason why they can't do that.
Now,
That's just me.
Carla, how long have you been in LA?
I've been here for a minute.
Okay. Long enough to where you probably could or have dated somebody that one of your friends have dated. Has this ever?
No.
Never?
No, I don't do that. No. Mm-mm.
You are.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh.
No. I don't, yeah, no. It's like that. It's an unspoken, I think we talked about this last week. It's an unspoken rule that if you know somebody dated somebody and you're friends with them beforehand and you start dating them, that's like an unspoken rule. You just don't do that. But no, I've never been in that situation where I dated somebody. Now, I've been friends with somebody that one of my friends dated. Like, she was dating somebody and he and I became friends through the business. And my friend felt some kind of way about the fact that we were friends, and I eventually had to shut the friendship down. But it wasn't going in the direction that she may have let her imagination think it was going to, because we weren't attracted to each other. We were just colleagues, so to speak.
Just colleagues. Wink, wink.
No, we were just, seriously though. We was just why you laughing, kid? No, seriously,
No, she tried it. She tried it. I was in support of you. She tried it. Yes. But now, I will also say in this episode, on this season, it's all about is Issa preparing for this block party. And like you said, Mia, it's very messy. And I don't want this to get in the way of the block party. Like, if she's going to keep it business with Condola, like let's focus on this block party and all this Lauren stuff. Let's leave that out, because it's just going to be messy.
Now, let me just bring up something real quick to Kenneth's point. Season 1, for those of you guys who've been watching Insecure faithfully and watching our show, thank you again. But do you guys remember in season 1, Issa had the opportunity with her job and the fundraiser, and Daniel showed up there, and it kind of threw her off her game to where she couldn't really fundraise. I've noticed that Issa lets her personal life get in the way of business quite a bit. And after 4 seasons, I got to be honest, I'm confused why that's still happening. If you haven't learned by now, you just aren't going to get it. But that's just me. So moving on. So obviously Issa and Condola have this conversation about Lawrence. I just want to throw it out there. Do you guys think this is more of just like them trying to get it out of their system, or do you foresee this continuing, and should it continue? And then to my next point, how do we feel about Lawrence showing up at Issa's apartment to ask her to stop?
Okay, I'm gonna take that one because I had issues with that because he's messy. How you gonna go to somebody's apartment and go, I'm gonna need y'all not to be talking about me? Is your ego that big, really? Like, that was just
come
when
outside.
He did that, I was like, really though? Are you really gonna like why do you care that they talking about you? Are you scared something gonna come out that you don't want either one of them to know? Boy, bye.
Like, your middle name is Martin. Who cares? Nobody cares about that. Who cares?
Don't get me started. I was like, ugh, whatever.
If I could give you some kind of points or something, I would. In fact, I'm gonna raise my glass to that one. Raising my glass to you.
What?
If that.
No, you so he decided to not text her after the advice from his homeboys. He showed up so they could have a face-to-face conversation. He was very respectful. He stayed outside. He did not go inside the apartment. That should be duly noted by people that say that they're not feeling that situation. It was a quick conversation. Back in the car, pieces. Team Lawrence.
You always gonna be Team Lawrence.
Right?
Any other feedback on that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think he was respectful about it. The only issue I have is that afterwards, again, he tried to be like, let's not sweat it. But I think that those things you should kind of say, like, you're going to get in trouble for it. It's going to come back and bite you in the butt. But to answer your question, McCall, I think that it's going to keep coming up. Like, this is not a get it out of your system conversation with these comments about the fries and the middle name and all that stuff. They're going to keep talking about it because that's what happens with friends. You talk about every aspect of your life. That's what real friends are. And so if you're talking about your relationships, like Molly and Issa talk about theirs with each other, Condola and Issa are going to talk about these things. It's going to keep coming up. Like, you can't just get it out your system. I just think it's going to keep repeating. And again, messy. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a little messy AF. Now we're going to come back to Issa and Molly's friendship and whatnot, but let's transition to Molly and how she's handling relationships right now overall. So number one, at her job, she's not understanding that if you have this is how they're playing it out. Molly is refraining from offering good professional input and advice because she feels a little bit distant from her coworkers and her colleagues. Now, Dorian, I believe that's his name, brought up the fact that, hey, I need you to be on top of your job. Regardless of like, if we talk, I need you to be on top of your job. Now, you guys, we've all had jobs where we love the people we work with or we hate the people we work with. How do you guys, what is your feedback and your take on how Molly's handling her work relationships right now?
She's still getting adjusted and acclimated to the employees, to the company itself. And she has some finicky relationships with people around. So as she's still trying to get to the place where she wants to be in the company and really just evolve and grow, she's building these bad bridges with people. And with Torian, I'm glad that she apologized to him. However, he was still very cold and, kind of chunk deuces to the apology, like, all right, let's keep it moving. Like he's here, like, hey, I'm here just to let's get this work done. Because he was more upset, like he said, that she didn't let him know that she could help him out and not waste his time instead of trying to be his travel agent and things like that. So Molly and Torian and just her she just needs to take a chill pill and relax. It's another just complicated relationship in her world.
Yes. I don't feel bad about her and Torian because Torian is, let's just be real, Torian's a pain in the butt. He gets on my nerves. He's one of those people that when you work with them, he was shady. First of all, he was shady AF to her when she first hit the ground running at that company. He was shady boots. He got pissed off because she one-upped him and threw him under the bus on that Metro deal. And now he's pissy because she didn't give him a heads up. Why am I going to give you a heads up when you were messy with me in the first place? No, I ain't giving you no heads up. So, but kudos to her for being the bigger person in the situation, like you said, Ken, and apologizing for what she did, because she did recognize what she did was wrong, but he made her feel some kind of way. So she retaliated. So I don't see that relationship getting any better. If anything, I see that coming to a head, just like the relationship with her and Issa is eventually going to come to a head.
Mia, anything you want to add to that?
I agree with both of those viewpoints. And I just think it's one of the situations where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I just think if she would have said something, he would have been equally as mad. He would have found some reason to be mad. Just how, Issa is always like, Molly, you got to find a problem always. That's the same reaction I think he would have said. He would have kind of just been like, you're always looking for something to be mad about. So
now moving on from there, it's a great segue. Molly and Asian. What is Asian Bay's real name? Anybody know?
Andrew.
It's Andrew.
Thank you, Ken.
On AfterBuzz TV, we are all about acceptance and inclusion. We are by no means trying to suggest or say anything in the negative about our brothers and sisters who are descendants from Asia. Andrew, aka Asian Bay. So Molly and Andrew, it started off last season as her definitely putting a wall up and not being totally open. And now we are finding out that she actually wants a little bit more than Andrew is willing to give. Number one, what do you guys feel about his level of distance when it comes to opening up, communicating, and wanting to do more than lay up in the bed? Kirby Critic, I feel like you got something.
No, I do. So I feel like
no, you do?
I do. I got something to say. The bottom line is, not all of them, but a good faction of them have a hard time expressing themselves, especially when it's a relationship situation, because we as women have a tendency to jump the gun or jump, whatever the situation is, making more out of it than what it is in the moment. And sometimes that scares dudes. Like, for a brief example, I was dating somebody who I literally just wanted to make him dinner, right? He took me wanting to make him dinner as me trying to trap him into, getting down that aisle, which I wasn't thinking about at all. But that's how he took that gesture.
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out. Well, what the hell did you make Because if it's
what did I make?
and
Girl, I threw down because I can cook now. I can throw down. So,
She made that
What was
Molly
it?
gumbo.
What was it?
Look, he ate that dinner. He was laid up, rubbing the belly, yawning and carrying on. And I made that dinner for him. And then I never saw him again. I
Because
didn't
he
see him for.
knew that you were trying to trap him. He knew
But
it.
I wasn't.
He knew it.
But see,
He knew it. He
that's
said
what I'm
this
saying.
food too good.
No.
The food was too
See, but that's what
good.
I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Guys think that. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just like, look, I am a great girlfriend. Let me show you how great of a girlfriend I am. And P.S. and FYI, but not really. That was the first time I had ever cooked for anybody. And my mama taught me how to make it over the phone. So my point is that because men are that way, they jump to a conclusion with a woman when they start to behave a certain way. He automatically went like this because he's like, yo, I ain't trying to go to that place. We were in Palm Springs or wherever they were for the Coachella thing. They were there. They were having that fun. It was easy breezy light. He was not trying to have it be any more than that, as we find out later on. So that's what I got to say about that.
Anybody else want to jump in before
I'm glad that you brought up the Coachella, because I think we should take into account that this is only 1 month after Tiffany's baby shower. So probably like 2 months after Coachella. They are dating, and she finds out in the beginning that he is dating multiple people. So at this point, she's not being honest with herself and with him to say, like, you know what, I want to take this to the next level. I want to get to know, like, she needs to be more honest with him, and she's pushing him away where he doesn't even want to open up to her, where it's like, deuces, I'm about to go check out Summer Walker at the Novo by myself. Enjoy your gumbo.
That gumbo looks so good. I saw that on the side of the screen. I was peeping like this. I said, wait, show me that. Look real good. But I mean, I agree. I just think Molly does not give emotionally. And I think it was really unfair of her to be pushing him for very personal things. Like, clearly the relationship with the sister is strained. Him and his brother grew up in circumstances that weren't ideal. And he was answering her questions. Like, she was asking and he was answering. He was giving short answers, but probably because it was, a sore spot. And I think he did give her some. And then she just kept grilling. It was like one question after the other. And I thought it was really nice that he called and he said, I'm sorry, and it seems like he's just very emotionally intelligent. Like, a real man calls and is like, yo, I messed up. He took some time away. I mean, he did I was mad in the moment. He did walk away. He didn't try to sit there and say, hey, let's talk this through. But he did show emotional maturity afterwards, which I thought was pretty cool. I like him.
I like him too. This was my take on why he was being a little bit distant. And I don't want to overflow with my opinion, but y'all know I can't resist. I feel like for Andrew, aka Asian Bay, Molly was doing a lot of pushing away early on. So if I were in his situation, I would kind of feel like, well, are you really serious about me? Do you really want to know more about me? Or like, is this some kind of game? It would take me some time to let my guard down again, because I kind of feel like he tried to let it down early, and then he got his heart broken in so many ways. And now he's kind of looking at it like, well, let me just get what I can get. And if I happen to learn something about her that I like more and want to become, more of a unit with her down the way, cool. But I think it was more because Molly put up a wall early on. That's just me. Just me. So a quick question about her and Asian Bay. We see this episode, they're getting it on in the bedroom. She's cooking for him and everything. What is our opinion right now about quarantine and chill, Netflix and chill? Are we allowing that in 2020, April 2020? Just quick survey.
Are we allowing what?
Are you allowing somebody to come over to your home for a quarantine and chill?
Oh no, I have left all of those text messages on read. No, social distancing. I am going out for essential services. Yes, no quarantine and chill. I'll see you post coronavirus.
Ditto.
Oh my gosh. When I moved from LA, I moved in with my boyfriend in DC. So quarantine and chill is just a way of life. But if my baby didn't live with me, I would be like, we just gotta kick it in separate places for now. We gotta put everyone else first right now.
I just wanted to ask the question while we have, a dedicated audience, to see what the climate is. So Molly and Asian Bay, we'll see what happens down the road. I'm hopeful that they actually get their stuff together, but you never know. It's Molly. She can mess things up, but I'm seeing a lot of growth, which is good. Now on to something that I never thought I would say. I never thought I would say that Issa is in the wrong when it comes to Molly. But I do want to just like set this up without any kind of bias. Yes or no, and feedback. How do you guys feel about Issa, number one, inviting Condola to join Molly's lunch that she was supposed to have, this one-on-one lunch? And then what did you guys think about the aftermath when they had their self-care Saturday or Sunday, whatever day it was? How did you guys feel about the level of interest from Issa regarding Molly? So it's kind of a packed question, but overall, Issa's relationship with Molly, how is she handling that right now with new friends and elements?
I've seen this happen before. I think that she's excited about having this new friendship / business ship with Condola. And I think because of that is why she invited Molly to lunch with Condola there. But that wasn't a good idea because there's tension there and she's not reading the temperature of the room or the relationship. So she shouldn't have done that. That was not cool. Like, make sure that just make sure that everybody's cool, especially since you were talking smack about Condola to Molly and now you're going to invite them both to lunch. That's not okay.
That's
and
point.
You know what I mean?
Really, really good point.
And as far as, when they went hiking for the whole self-care thing, it was like, when she said to her, are you exhausted? Because I'm exhausted for you. It was like,
yeah.
Did you just say that? That was like a dagger to her heart. That was like a dagger to her heart because usually it's flip-flop. Usually it's the other way around. So yeah, it's about to get real interesting. But I felt like she was wrong on both counts. That she shouldn't have come out of her face like that with Molly, especially when Molly was there for her through all that Lauren stuff. And she shouldn't have put Molly in the position of having the front in front of Condola and then let her watch Condola and her Kiki kick it up in front of her face. It was like stabbing her in the back, so to speak, friendship wise.
I'm gonna let our other co-host jump in here real quick, but I just want to say this. Issa's acting like it wasn't, she acts like she's always had her stuff together. She's never had drama. She's never had anything like that. Are you forgetting season 1? Are you forgetting season 2? Hell, are you forgetting season 3? Molly has definitely given you a lot of time, given you ears, given you shoulders, hell, driven you down the PCH to go meet up with your boo. And now all of a sudden you're tired? Hell, it hasn't even been that long when, to Ken's point, if you're really thinking about the overall timeline of what they're doing right now, we're talking a few months. So for Issa to become so quickly dismissive as if her whole life is just perfect, she's doing a little too much. But that's just me. Mia or Kenneth, what do you guys want to add to that?
Ken, you can go.
Okay, so I will just say that, keep it real quick. The opportunities between Molly and Issa, they have so many different opportunities to hash out their issues and talk about their problems, but whether it's a missed phone call, an interrupted dinner or lunch meeting, or a self-care Sunday where they're not being honest with each other, it's just another missed opportunity for two friends that have this lengthy relationship and you just see it crumbling before our eyes. So, I mean, I hate to see it.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of miscommunication. And I originally was on the side of the spectrum that was like, that was really messed up of Issa. But honestly, I just think, like you said, it's crumbling already. And then so it's like every little thing becomes a big thing. And honestly, for someone as close as Issa and Molly to hang out all the time, now that I think about it, I didn't think I'd actually ever say this, but to bring someone along, it's like, you're probably just thinking, we hang out all the time. Like, what's one more person? Like, at least she's not saying, Molly, I can't hang out with you. I'm hanging out with Condola. At least she's trying to kind of make it a circle. I will say that. But to your point, Carla, she was talking smack about her and then she brought her. So it's that messy. Again, messy. Everything's just messy.
Yeah, exactly. How, Sway? How you going to invite her? How, Sway? You've been talking smack about the girl. That doesn't make any sense. The one thing I want to bring up is the fact that After Issa said, "Oh, I'm tired. For you, aren't you tired?" That whole spiel. Molly got a phone call, and Issa asked her, "Well, what's up? What's going on?" And she didn't tell her. Immediately, Molly put up a wall because just 5-10 minutes prior, you acted like I'm this drama queen. So now all of a sudden, I'm not going to tell you anything. And this happens a lot in adult relationships to where when you get shut down in that way, your friends will eventually put up a wall. And I'm actually seeing Molly beginning that process of putting up the wall, and we'll see how that kind of plays out moving forward. But really, really great info and background and feedback from you guys. I appreciate that. I do want to move on to a couple of fun things that we do. Mia has our special segment of the week, and so I'm going to let her take it away, and we'll have a little bit of fun with it. Mia?
All right, so this is low key, high key. So it's going after the titling of this season on Insecure. And so basically we're just playing this little game, scenarios that you see in the show in this episode. And we're going to say whether we think it's low key blank or high key blank. And then we'll just fill in those blanks. So first thing, absolutely frivolous, so silly, but mayonnaise on fries like Lawrence does it. Do we think this is high key gross or low key kind of good?
Bomb. It's high key amazing. I love it. I love it. I said, from time to time put a little mayo on my fry, but I'm from Seattle, Washington. We like our fish in Seattle. We put tartar sauce on the fish. We put tartar sauce on the fries. So I like a creamy base dip for my fry, but that's just me.
I'm all about the mayonnaise, yo. All about the mayonnaise. It's yummy.
Okay, I am Team Lawrence, but I have to disagree. Mayo on fries is a no for me. I'm not having it. And we are working to have that removed from the Team Lawrence group immediately.
Don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it.
Ditto. It's good.
Tried it and I'm knocking it.
I don't know. It's at the end of the spectrum for me. Like I would put a lot of other condiments before that. Ketchup, ranch, mayonnaise, maybe at the end. Maybe mixed with ketchup, but
It gotta be the right kind of mayonnaise though. It gotta be the mayonnaise that got a little sweetness to it. Not like that tart, oily kind of mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That would be in aioli.
Boom. Aioli. I would say that over mayo for sure. Okay. Question number 2. Inviting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, for sure. Inviting a friend to a one-on-one hangout, high key annoying or low key, you do it. It's fine.
I've done it. I'm guilty. And I regret doing it because if number one, it's all about circumstances. Have you given the other friend some one-on-one time recently? Yes or no? If you haven't, then give them the one-on-one time. But if you're kicking it with them all the time, you're kicking it with the other person all the time, and they know that you guys both kick it with each other all the time, it's kind of expected, right? Like you kind of know, like, oh, she's probably with so-and-so. But I don't think they're at that point yet. So I wasn't really feeling that.
I think you definitely have to keep those relationships separate and your friends separate. I know a lot of times being out here in LA, you meet so many people, you go out in groups of people, and people always want to hang out in groups, but you, like you said, you neglect to have that one-on-one time with your friends. So definitely one-on-one time, that was low key, like not cool.
I think it depends on the situation. You know, you have some groups of friends that you can put them together and it's no thing. And there are some people that you just got to keep them separate. So I'm kind of in the middle on that one.
I agree. We're all neutral here. I think we're good people. I like this.
If any of you bring another person to the Zoom, no, this is it. 4 of us. So don't bring anybody else to our AfterBuzz Zoom, please and thank you, unless they're on Insecure. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Now, moving on, Carla, what's going on in the world of Insecure off the screen, behind the scenes? Is there anything that we should know about from, news-wise from the show?
Oh my God, there's a plethora of things. So one of the things that makes Insecure so hot is that playlist of music that they play. But now you can get that whole playlist of every episode on Spotify at open.spotify.com. Open.spotify.com. Natasha Rothwell, who plays Kelly, she's starring and executive producing a animated comedy pilot for Comedy Central called Mail Town. The show is set in a declining mall following the coming of age adventures of Libby. So I'm looking forward to that. Issa Rae's film The Lovebirds, which played at a couple of film festivals, was supposed to be set to release this week, April 24th, and now it's going to be on Netflix on May 22nd. So we want to look out for that. Yvonne Orji, who plays Molly, taped her first HBO comedy special at Howard University, my alma mater, Bison. It was taped in early January and it's featuring footage shot in Nigeria. It's going to be released this summer. Jay Ellis, who we talked about quite a bit this episode, who plays Lawrence, is in Mrs. America, which is streaming right now on Netflix. He plays philanthropist Franklin A. Thomas, a real life executive and former Ford Foundation president and CEO. He also has a role in Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick, which has now been pushed back to December. That was originally supposed to be released this summer. And Wade Elaine Marcus, who played my son in a play last year called Good Grief. He and his lovely wife, Melina, are expecting their first child. So as we were talking before, art is imitating life. That's it.
Thank you so much to our Kirby critic giving us the updated news. And you guys can find all the news, all the highlights, and even more about these shows on AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. But to my three lovely co-hosts, I'm going to let Mia kick it off. Where can they find you between... Oh, wait. Please forgive me. We didn't do the most important part. Predictions. Some prediction music.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, forgive me, you guys. Look, we're getting adjusted to this new format, okay? But before we leave, I do want to get some quick predictions. I'm not going to say you can go first. Throw it out there. Any predictions?
I'm predicting that Lawrence will still represent for Team Lawrence Hive and will make good with Condola, and that there will be some more bumpy issues with this block party planning.
I'm predicting that we're going to find out even more information leading up to the actual block party and aftermath of what the key single event was that made Molly and Issa go like this.
I agree with that. And also, I will say, it's not really a prediction, it's a want, but I want TSA Bay to come back. I loved him. That's all I'll say.
Rest in peace to TSA Bay. I have seen enough of your chocolate ass, okay? I'm done. I don't want to see no more big booties on the screen like that, please. And my prediction is this. Something big is going to happen in her life, whether it's promotion, a new job, she gets engaged to Asian Bay. Something big is going to happen, and she's not going to tell Issa, and Issa's going to have what feelings. But again, I'm McCall Hall. You can find me on all social media platforms at McCall Hall of Fame. And my other three co-hosts, where can they find you guys?
Hi, I'm Mia. Thanks again for watching. You can find me on Twitter at Hot Mess Mia because it's a hot mess over there, and you can find me on Instagram at yours truly Mia.
Hey, it's your girl, Carla Renata, aka The Kirby Critic. You can find me across all social media platforms at The Kirby Critic. You can find me on Sundays at the General Hospital After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. And you can also find me right before that at Black Hollywood Live at The Kirby Critic with Carla Renata on Black Hollywood Live.
And shout out to Rainy J and to Sandra Lynn and to everybody else that joined us in the live chat. I'm Kenneth Ware, and you can find me at Kenneth Ware on all social media platforms.
Well, you guys stay inside by yourself. Don't invite anybody over. I don't care how good the gumbo is. Don't go to anybody's house. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my drink, and I'll see you guys next week on AfterBuzz TV Presents Insecure. Peace.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.